Welcome everybody, Drake Hawkins with you. Today we're going to be looking at Ymir. This is going to be a total beginner's guide to what to do in your first few moments in Ymir. Some tips, hints, and things you should take care of. So first thing you're going to do is hit new game here. We're going to call it Beginner's Guide. It does not matter what you call this, but that's what's going to show up if you're in the multiplayer. We're going to go to Private on the top right here. Game settings, you're going to use the official because it's the only option right now. The game type's important, real-time or persistent. Persistent basically is 24/7, the server's running type of a game. Slow progress. The real-time is much quicker progress from what I gather. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And you know, but I think a 24-hour period on persistent is equal to about 30 minutes to an hour, somewhere there, on the real time. So we're going to choose the map. We will leave it on procedural, and we're going to go with a tiny map, and we're going to go Terra. Let's do that. So first thing you're going to... Ooh, that is a nasty mug. All right, so first thing you're going to do is pick your name. This will be Truffleton Snortsburg. And you can cycle through the faces. There's a little button down here I didn't notice before till recently, but it's generate, and it just randomizes for you with all the different options. Or we can go through and pick the face and the eyes and the snout and the mouth ourselves. I like this build. We'll go with this guy right here. We'll be Clan Porcos, and you can pick an icon, a whole bunch of them for now here. Just I'm guessing these are probably just space fillers. We're going to use Hawkins blue and the contrasting white. So since this is just total beginners, just ignore the rest of these. Stick with primitive tribes. You can read through what the others do. Pick a climate. If you want to go with one specific one, just deselect them all. It'll tell you how many options you are. Note, if you want to join friends on a server that exists, you're going to want to know their name. So this name they put in here, and you type their name in here, it'll locate you nearby. Alright, so we've just loaded into the world, and the first thing we're going to see is the Creating a First Settlement mission. You're going to get a series of these that'll teach you the basics and get you started. There's nice rewards attached to them, so go ahead and do them. You don't have to wait for them to give you the mission. Just go ahead and do the things that you know you have to do. For your first in-game tip, here's the deal. Settle where you start. Most of the times the best choice is going to be to pick the spot that they give you because it's going to have a basic minimum criteria for settlement. We can select our group here by clicking them on the map. We can click over here and it'll give us the same information as clicking here on the map. We have not people, but porcos. The porcos, just as are the males that are functionally in the workforce. We have the sows, we have piglets, there's 40 of them. We start with 5 old pigs, they don't work, but they can be involved in different political things later. And we start with 10 carriers, who are porcos assigned to a specific task. They also carry an inventory. You can click there and that'll be what you start with for your first mission. You're going to want to click on your porcos here and you're going to go to orders and hit this to settle and leave all this checked as is. You can change and choose your name here, or you can do it just about any time you want. You can change your city name anytime you want. We'll go with Wallisburg and we will settle everybody. This is the sliders for that. Settle your carriers, unload all resources. There we go. We have now settled Wallisburg. Congratulations, we have nothing. Let's click on this little icon up here for your currently selected territory. Alright, so when we arrive in town here in Wallisburg, we're going to have a look around to see what we have for resources. Every starter town, you want to make sure that you have access to gravel, water, various trees, some sort of animals for hunting, like right in here, and some sort of crop that we can grow for food, like these apple trees. Some bonuses that would be nice to have would be things like having fish, as you can see them swimming around here. If we have some ore, silver, gold, iron, copper, tin, or various types of stone. Other than silicate, you can get limestone, you can get sandstone, and other such things. We also have sand here. On top of that, any multiples would be great. So if you get 2 hunting spots, that's fantastic. If you get lots of fishing spots, you're off to a good start. At this point, you're going to want to follow these instructions that they're giving you in the mission form. So we'll go ahead and do that. Find a water collector, put that down somewhere. Let's put it over here. It can go near the edge of a water source. Now, if you want to eventually develop wells, you're going to want to stick with one water source for the time being. Next thing they want us to do is find a hunting camp and get ourselves some wild animals going. So on the build tab here, we're going to find the second tab of production. That's where we'll get all our buildings, and we'll pick hunting. And once you've selected it, you see these icons appear. So we'll go ahead and place the Hunter's Lodge there, and these things take some time to build. Right at the beginning, the first buildings don't take very much. This one takes 8 points to build, basically, and we get 1 from self-constructing every second or so. Not long to build. Up on here, you're going to find the gray is missions that you have completed. It'll tell you what your reward is. In this case, to get water, none. Hunting, this will give us 10 meat and 5 leather when we complete it. Not quite done until they actually harvest their first bit. Next, they're asking us to build a gatherer's hut. That's going to be in the build menu as well as and production. Find the little weed icon for the gatherer's hut. Now, this is where it's going to show us the various different things we have. We have carrots right in our base. We have apples down here. A bunch of apples spreading out here as well. So that's a decent supply. It's nice to have at least 2 of them. We're just going to start off with the carrots for now. We'll get that going and let them collect some food. Our hunting mission completed, so we got the 10 meat and 5 leather, which will be helpful. Next quest is going to be producing hammers. That's going to be a 2-part deal where we get the flint gatherer to find a nice hardy spot here. And he will gather the flint for us, and then the tool maker will make us some tools. Now, in Ymir, there's a bit of a difference to the old city builders. There's no walkers here. There's no requirement for a house to be near a building that they're working at or any of that at this point. Again, early access, so that might be coming later, but for now, a building can be pretty much anywhere on the map, and it functions no matter where it's at. You do later have to take into consideration the geography for defensiveness. Next, it's going to be asking us to gather some wood, so we'll go ahead to this again, grab our wood cutters, find a happy spot for them, and get them working. So for lots of things, you're going to be able to move around early on. Select the building, click on move, and you can place it anywhere else you want that is practical. It'll take a few seconds for them to rebuild it, and then it'll be operational again. One of the final missions in this initial tutorial set of missions is going to be defending the tribe. They want us to go ahead and gather up some troops and make sure we can handle things when the enemy inevitably does come. So go to the cross swords there for formations, click on a new formation, go ahead and place that, choose your name, the wild boars. We're going to select, as they asked us, a militia, and go ahead and click OK. They're wanting us to make rock throwers, so we can select that. The largest size for a rock thrower is actually 10 per. That'll take 10 stones to make, and notice it does not cost us any porcos. This is a militia unit, so it is actually just a stockpile of troops and 10 people that say when the enemy comes, we will get to the whole defending thing. They've asked us to make 20 in our mission, so we've now got 10. Let's go ahead and make another batch of that. Place them down somewhere here pretty. The cattle. The bearded hogs. Bearded hogs sounds good. Let's go to militia again, select that, and do as they say, make another 10 rock throwers. Now these guys are ranged, relatively short ranged, super weak when it comes to melee, so they're not going to be a great long-term choice for you. Now our final mission topic is to research our first technology, or in this case they're called knowledges. Porcos get various different ideas for things that happen. They'll pop up as a light bulb here, so we can select that, or we can go to this little crown up here, open our government screen. Lots here, but you can click on knowledges. I want to show you this in case you ever close those out without looking at what the details are. You can find all the projects that are available here. Current projects we have are over here. So go ahead and click on Sedentary Life, which is our newest one, and it'll be the first, or yes, it's our newest one, it'll be the first one. So go ahead and select Sedentism here, and you can choose this plus button to add as many farmers, or whatever they ask for, into that topic. These farmers will essentially be useless for their normal daily activities for the duration of this action. And we're going to go ahead and click Start Project. It says we have a 100% chance of success, and it's going to take 47 seconds to achieve. So we finished researching the Sedentary Life knowledge. With Sedentary Life, you open up the opportunity to build houses, as this mission is going to tell us. Go ahead and build 10 of those. We're going to go ahead and build those 10 houses. And just as a reference point for you, a house houses one family. So while they're building these first houses, let's talk about what a family unit is going to be in Ymir. So select one of your houses and you're likely to see some sort of selection like this. Generally, one sow, one porco, and some variety, 0 to whatever, of piglets. Once you build houses, quite frequently the families will move in, sometimes containing some old pigs. Apparently Grandma and Grandpa on both sides decided to join them here in this fancy new house of theirs. To get an idea of how many houses you want in total, because you definitely want everybody in these nice new fancy houses, you want to click up here in your territory menu. Tons of information here, but all we want to look at right now is how many sows there are in this lovely village of ours. There are 33 here, so if we made 33 houses, we would have enough essentially for every household unit. So I've gone ahead and placed the remainder of the 33 houses we need to house our whole crew. Next thing is the idea of our first explorers. So we're going to want to build an army, not a militia this time. Let's go ahead to the formations and go on to new formation. We'll plop that down over here somewhere. The grasshoppers are going to be an army formation. Click OK. First thing we want to do is select melee units. Go down here and move this at least to 10. I'm going to say 12 sounds fine to me. We'll recruit those. Those are warriors. And in that group, we're now going to go back and select the 12 of the grasshoppers. And right down here, you got a little plus button. This allows you to add more troops to the same unit that you can control. We'll go ahead and find carriers under the civilians. And they asked us to add 3, so we'll do that. Alright, so we have our mission completed for making our first explorer batch. And we can now actually have them explore out in the world. Now let's go back out into the map. We haven't been there for a while. On our town square here, it's going to show all of the bands that we have, our 2 militia groups and our army. And they want us to go out exploring. We're also going to want to get some hunting done. So let's grab these warriors here and have them explore. Let's go up to the river here, right click, and we just tell them to hunt whatever is up there. In this case, it is cows. There's a herd of 7 cows. They're going to head up here and explore, giving us vision to areas around. So back on the world map, you'll see you can select the grasshoppers here again. There are 12 units. We lost 3 of our warriors. That information will be available in the battle report for the hunting 7 cows up here. Apparently the cows fought back because they killed 3 of our dudes. But we got 89 meat out of it. Apparently 1 piece of wood, which is strange. 23 leather, and most of that will be carried by our amazing 3 carriers here. They tend to not get in the battle unless they're fighting something more intelligent than cows. So we can either have them keep exploring and looking around, or we can send them back to camp by right-clicking there and go to none, hit OK. They'll walk back here. You do not automatically unload your mineral or materials. So let's left-click on there and click unload. Choose how many and where it's going to. And we'll send our leather as well as this random 1 piece of wood. Now, every time you enter a new square for the first time, you're likely to come up with some event. In this case, we have the option to either bring 2 families on with us or fight them for their supplies. We're going to add them to us. Now, if we select our army, we see that there's a whole bunch of new folks here. So we actually don't want them running around and getting themselves in trouble. We'll head back to camp. So now that we're back in Wallaceburg here, we're going to go back to our formations, and we're actually going to select this group that has all these fancy people. And we're going to disband the group. Reason being, I want them to all go back into the workforce. So let's click on that little X and disband the group entirely. I'm going to ask you, are you sure you want to disband this formation? If you're in your own controlled territory, all of the resources, all the equipment, and all of the people are going to be integrated back into the population. Now we have 202 population total, and our village is happily growing. Now, I know those of you who have seen this game are saying there's so much more you should be doing here, Drake. But as this is very much a tutorial and just a quick beginner's guide, you'll have to figure the rest of that out on your own, or you can join me for a series in the future or any content that any of the other people over on the Discord have available for you. So check that out. If you're interested in this game, let me know in the comments. I'll be glad to do a series here for you, or do some snips of various different things. We'll see what sort of format works for everybody. If you like what you see, maybe you want to get the game, go ahead and join the Discord. That'll be listed down below. There's our Discord, or you can go over to the Ymir Discord and check out when the game's available. It should be around the 1st of the month. Watch for it and get in there on their website and buy it up right away. Helps out the developer. You can go join him on his Patreon and support him there as well. Thanks for having a look at Ymir with me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you're interested in joining the clan, hit that button in the middle of your screen right now and join us for some more content. And as always, we'll see you in game.